So this video is long overdue. The last time you guys heard from me, it was my 6-month update. And I've been wanting to do more videos, but I'm going to give you an update about what's been going on with our lives. Yes, we're still doing LuLaRoe. I had somebody message me. They're like, I found your YouTube channel, but I don't know if you still sell LuLaRoe because it's been a while since you did an update. So then I knew it was time to do an update. So today we're going to do my 1-year update with LuLaRoe. I'm really excited for this one. As you can see, a few things have changed since the last video. Number one, my hair. It is much shorter and darker, and I like it a lot better. It's good for fall, right? My husband is home. So the last time we talked, my husband had just left for several months. He's in the military, and he is back now. It's so awesome. Not a single parent anymore. Also, let's see here. So when I talked to you last, it would have been April, I believe. It would have been April. And a few things have happened since then. I went to Nicaragua for a good chunk of time in there on a missions trip with One Nation, One Day. That was pretty awesome. And then also we've just kind of been traveling, doing some vacations here and there. Yeah, so I want to give you an update on my numbers. So the last time that I talked to you, I talked about how my goal every month was to hit $4,000 in sales, and that a lot of months I hit 6. But I did have a few months in there where I really wasn't selling. So like the month of July, for example, I was gone for the most part to Nicaragua. And then also I realized shortly after making that video that being a single mom was a lot of hard work. So I did kind of put LuLaRoe a little bit, not necessarily on the back burner, but I basically didn't stress myself out with it, if that makes sense. I just focused on pop-ups. I didn't worry about a lot of the online stuff. And so my average sales, I went and added it all up. So my average sales from the month that I started to my 1-year anniversary was $3,000 a month. Okay, so with that number, it's kind of like some months were $6,000, some months were maybe a little bit more than that, and then some months were like $1,000 in sales. But most of them were kind of like right there in the middle. I had a few months where I just didn't really sell much, so which was my own doing. Okay, so yeah, so those are my numbers. Some things are going to be changing around here, so I want to talk a little bit about that, and then I'd love to give you some advice of the things that I have learned over this last year selling LuLaRoe. It's been quite the learning experience, and it's really transformed me as a person, and it's just been really fun. So let's see here. I have notes attached to my tripod here. So some new changes. Pop-ups have really been my main focus for pretty much this first year. Pop-ups are really just a big money maker for me, especially. So what I teach people to do is just go and book pop-ups and go set up pop-ups. Getting people in front of the clothes is the number one thing that sells the most clothes, okay? However, I am kind of changing things up a little bit. I used to not focus so much on online sales, but my husband and I recently discussed, and we do want to take our LuLaRoe business kind of to the next level. So we have done tons and tons of like business trainings, things like that. We use a business coach. Her name's Danny Johnson. I've talked a few times about her in the last few videos. She's helped us with, just paying off all of our debt. We paid off like $83,000 worth of debt with her help. We've increased our income. We started like investing, doing things like that. We actually like have, what do I want to say? Like income producing assets, rental property, things like that. And we learned all that from her. So she's been basically teaching me for the last 3 years about how to be a great wife, how to be a great mom, how to be business minded, but I've never really taken the business content and really went with it. And so that's something that I am, that we're in a new season for us, and I have the opportunity to really take this and run with it. Take this LuLaRoe thing and run with it. So we're going to. We are expanding our LuLaRoe inventory. Right now, you've seen most of my other videos have been in a different room. Well, you wouldn't know what room this is because I have a backdrop, whatever. You guys know what I'm trying to say. Okay, so all of my LuLaRoe has generally been in the room right next to me, but we are actually expanding into another room in our basement. So we're gonna have more inventory. With that happening, and that's happening for a few reasons, but with that happening, it's gonna be really, really hard for me to get all of my inventory to somebody else's house. So what I've done, and what I love about LuLaRoe is that you can really learn from the other consultants that are successful. So I have learned a ton just watching, a lot of you know her, Lindsay Wheeler. One thing that she does is she has her LuLaRoe set up basically in her boutique area all the time. I'm not sure if she ever goes and sets up somewhere else. She's got so much inventory, I'm not sure how she possibly could. But what she does is one weekend a month, she has back-to-back pop-ups in her boutique. So that's something that we are kind of trying here. One thing that I've noticed, because I've tried to do boutiques or pop-up boutiques in my house in the past, and they never just had as much attendance as pop-ups if somebody were to have it in their own house. And so to kind of fix that, I guess, one thing that I've started doing, and I do this with my pop-ups when I set up in somebody's house too, is that if they get more than 10 people to their pop-up, 10 or more people to their pop-up, they earn double hostess rewards. Yes, I said that. I am really trying to focus on spoiling people that help me grow my business. So my hostesses, they bring new people in front of me all the time. They're some of my best customers, some of my most loyal customers. And so I want to spoil them. So if they get 10 people or more there, they earn double hostess rewards. So the way that I figured that is for 10 people, they are probably, the average person buys about 2 to 3 items. You might have somebody that buys 1, you might have somebody that buys 5. So, but the average is about 2 to 3 items. So if you have 10 people there and they're buying, I don't know, 2, 3 items each. So let's just say 2.5 items. And your average item sells for what, $40? That's what mine is. You can find out in the field report and build what your average is. But okay, so let's say that I sell, to those 10 people, I sell 25 items. And then I am selling those for about $40 a piece. So you can see on my handy dandy calculator here, that is a $1,000 pop-up, okay? So if I were to do that, I usually round up. So if I sold 25 pieces, I would do 3 free items usually for that. I round up. So 3 free items, that person's gonna get 6 free items. That's amazing. So if you take 6 times 40, that's $240 of free stuff that they're getting. But then you're gonna divide that by 2 because that's your cost. So you are really only giving up about $120 worth of free product, but you just sold $1,000 worth, okay? So that's $840 in sales for one pop-up. That's pretty, that's good. I'm happy with that, right? So that's something to just consider doing. If you're having trouble getting a lot of people to your pop-ups, you're still gonna have dud pop-ups. You're still gonna have pop-ups where only 2 or 3 people are there, and I'm gonna talk to you about what you can do in that particular situation to make it just a better experience. But having this double hostess rewards thing really incentivizes people to really get all of their people there, and you're gonna have just a better sale, and they're gonna have a really great experience too. Can you imagine hosting a pop-up and you walk away with 6 free pieces? You walk away with $240 worth of free clothing. That's pretty awesome. Okay, so there's that. Another thing that I've started doing is personal styling sessions / capsule wardrobes. So this is something that I'm really, really excited about. I don't know if any of you guys follow LuLaRoe Monica Arce. You should. If you don't, her last name I think is A-R-C-E. She's got some videos up on YouTube. But she's been doing, and she's done some trainings about these personal styling session appointments. Now, At first, when I heard about that, I was like, that's great for those people, but I'm not really like an artistic, stylish person. For somebody who sells clothes, like the whole pattern mixing and all of that, I was really, really uncomfortable with that. So, but I think what happens to a lot of people is they say, oh, I can't do that. And so we just push it off to the side, like that's not for me. But I thought, okay, this would be a great opportunity to boost my online sales, okay? And if I can boost my online sales, I don't have to pack up my stuff as often and take it outside of my house, right? So I've really been focusing all of my personal development on learning how to boost my online sales and how to create that community online so that I don't have to always rely on my pop-up boutiques, okay? Because yeah, it's always just good to have new skills, right? So I started doing personal styling / capsule wardrobe appointments. And this is rather new for us, but we've had such a great response to it. So I'm really, really excited. The first week that I did it, the sales from that were equivalent to my average pop-up. So that just tells you like it's the equivalent of doing one pop-up a week is doing these style sessions. And the first week I did 3 or 4, I can't remember. So I assume as I get a little bit better at it and as our inventory expands and as it just catches on a little bit more with our VIP group, I really think that the sales from that will also increase. So it's just something really, really new for people. But that's been a ton of fun. Another thing that I've been doing is we still do Leggings of the Month Club. That's a favorite for our customers, is that they get a surprise pair of leggings every single month. Once a month I send them an invoice for a pair of leggings. I always do free shipping on those just as an extra little incentive. And then they get a surprise pair of leggings in the mail based on some of their preferences. Like if they're looking for something business casual, I'm not going to send them, Dorito leggings. But so, but also too, it's just an incentive for my loyal customers. Then if they also are more likely to be the ones that are going to get solid leggings, things like that. Also the people doing these styling sessions, they're more likely to get some of those solid, awesome pieces that everybody's always looking for, right? What else? So styling sessions, I have also been doing style boxes. And this is actually our first month of trying the style boxes. One thing that I want you guys to realize is just because I've been doing this for a year, and even after you've been doing LuLaRoe for a year, if you're sitting there thinking, oh, I might want to do LuLaRoe, you're going to always constantly be learning. You're always going to constantly be changing things, right? Because markets change, Facebook changes, your customers and their wants and needs kind of change. So you're going to always be learning new skills to better serve your customers. So it's not going to be, oh, I'm just going to slap all my stuff online and I'm going to sell a ton of stuff. That's not how it works. You have to definitely learn how to set yourself apart. What do you want out of LuLaRoe? How are you going to set yourself apart? What's something that you can offer to people to create some value for them so that they actually are compelled to watch your sales, right? So we've been also doing these style boxes. This is the first month. One thing that I noticed is like companies like Stitch Fix and LaTote and some of these companies are becoming very, very popular. And I was like, oh, wouldn't it be so awesome if we could do that for LuLaRoe? So that's kind of what I've been doing, is a surprise outfit box for LuLaRoe. So and you can go to my Facebook group. It's LuLaRoe Lindsay Anderson on Facebook. You can also find my page and just click on the Shop Now button. You can get there too. But you can see the questionnaire that I made for the style box. I have it in the pinned post. And basically they can choose their budget, they can choose everything. And once a month they get an invoice for items. I ship them to them for free. And then the only thing that they would have to do is pay return shipping if they don't like something. But they have 30 days to send that back to me risk-free. And people have really been liking that too. I got great feedback my first month of doing that. So that's kind of something that we're playing with, and we'll see if our customers like it and if they continue to like it. What else? I feel like there's so much more that I could tell you, but I don't want this video to get too long. I have hired more help. This is huge. So last time I talked to you guys, I had just hired my assistant to take pictures. and she is still taking pictures for me. Our pictures have kind of evolved a little bit. We've changed a little bit how we're doing those. But she's a huge help. And not only is she doing that, she's done some shipping for me. She's done some invoicing for me. She's gonna, like, she helps me unbox stuff, doing things like that. Yeah, so awesome to have an assistant to help you out. Don't be afraid of hiring somebody, okay? And honestly, it's super fun. It's fun to have somebody else to do this with. Sorry, I keep hitting my tripod. But I also hired childcare. I am a homeschooling stay-at-home mom and I do LuLaRoe. I had been doing about 10 hours a week, and I really want to bump that up to 20. I really want to just expand this to its fullest potential. But in order to do that, I had to hire some childcare. And if you guys are moms, you know, you get like the mom guilt. And I was like, I don't want to have to do that. I don't want to say to my kids, you know, that's part of the reason why I wanted to leave my regular job, is I didn't want to be sending my kids to daycare every day. Not saying that that's a bad thing, just in case somebody sends me hate mail after this. But I personally just didn't want to do that. And I thought, well, I had some guilt basically about hiring childcare. That's what I will say. But one thing that I have found is I've been having this childcare provider for a couple of weeks now, and it's really such a blessing. Number one, I'm not trying to do LuLaRoe when my kids are around or at night when my husband is home. So I get to have all of my work done by the time my husband gets home in the evening, so that evening time I can dedicate 100% to my family. Number two, that was number one. You don't have to be good at public speaking to do LuLaRoe, just in case you haven't figured that out from my videos. Anyway, number two, I get to have focused time with my kids. And my LuLaRoe time is focused LuLaRoe time. So I feel like everybody is getting my best instead of me trying to do everything and balance everything and everybody getting like my average to worst, right? So the time that I do get to spend with my kids, which I spend a lot of time with my kids, but I get to be more focused. I don't have LuLaRoe going on in the back of my mind. And so when my LuLaRoe stuff is done, I get to just be done, and I don't have to think about it anymore for the rest of the day. I am getting better about having my strict business hours. And it's okay to say no to people. I don't work in the mornings. I don't do any LuLaRoe in the mornings except occasional shipping. I am a homeschooling mom. Those morning hours are homeschool hours. I don't have people come over to shop. I don't do any of my putting capsules together. I usually don't ship. I don't do any live feeds, nothing like that. So it's okay to set business hours. And if you have people that want to come by and shop, or you have, you know how it goes. It's okay to say no. And actually, it's probably going to make you more successful, because if you have business hours and people can kind of anticipate when you're working, it makes you look more professional, and they actually want to work with you more if you're not trying to cater to everyone. And I know that sounds kind of counterintuitive, but it's actually true. Plus, it just, like, your stress level will go down. It's super awesome. All right, so I am going to make more videos because now I have a babysitter and I can make videos without getting interrupted by children. So every Wednesday it's going to be like my team day, where I make videos for YouTube, or I make videos for my team in our like Facebook group page. So thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this update. If you have any questions for me, shoot me an email. It's LuLaRoeLindsayAnderson@gmail.com. Find me on Facebook. Go ahead and join our shopping group. I'd love for you to watch these style sessions and tell us what you think. I can even do one for you, if you, I don't know, or you can just watch them. That's what I do. I go watch Monica's all the time. All right, so that's LuLaRoe Lindsay Anderson just on Facebook. All right, thanks for watching. Bye.